This video looks at problem solving with stationary points, and specifically at functions which do not have a turning point. And as we spoke about in the last video, to locate turning points, we usually find dy dx, let it equal to 0, and then solve for x. So if we're being asked to show that a particular function doesn't have a turning point, well, that must mean that dy dx cannot be equal to 0. In the last video, we looked at an example where there was a fraction, and we were able to show that because the numerator wasn't 0, that there was no possibility of a turning point. But this time we're going to look at a slightly different example. So in this question, our function is y equals e to the 2x plus 4, and we want to show that the function has no turning points. So again, we're going to start off by figuring out our dy dx. So at this stage, I want you to pause the video, do your differentiation, and then check to see if you're correct. Okay, so I'm going to differentiate my e to the 2x first of all. Don't forget with exponential differentiation, write down the exponential term exactly as it is first of all. Then differentiate the power. So in this case, that's going to be 2, and multiply that on the end. When we differentiate 4, because it's a constant, it just drops out of the derivative. And then I can tidy this up slightly, so it's 2e to the 2x. Looking at this result, we can see that we have a base to a power. And remember that if we have a base to an exponent, the only time we can get a 0 result is if the base itself is 0. We can write this as a to the power of b equals 0 if and only if a is equal to 0. And then we can work from this statement to show clearly that this particular result for dy dx can't be 0. So we can say that e is obviously, first of all, not equal to 0. This implies that e to the power of 2x is not equal to 0. And just to get our full derivative into the mix there, we'll say that 2 times e to the 2x then can't be 0. So this implies that dy dx is not equal to 0. And then in conclusion, the function that we started with, y equals e to the 2x plus 4, has no turning points.